we talking to? And young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives lives are Bible. No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
Hood, hierarchy, mob pad. Every single episode, man, we gonna give them a little background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto.
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
I've seen Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
This is 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. The dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know. That's on game. You heard?
One was saying this the one on the HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm about my money and not too many. Can't get with me. Stick to my lonely. Stick to my homies. Cause I ain't friendly. Ain't no gimme. I pulled it out the mud. Before I give this to you quick, ain't no showing love. I'm booked and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm booked. Damn so busy. Schedule paper money, run it up.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run a milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Tre Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Tre Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Hey, I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. It's your big homie, Tre Boogie. And this is Let's Chop It Up. Hey, we back like we never left. You know what I mean? We've been gone for 2 weeks. Your boy wasn't feeling good, but we here now. We here now. Before we get going, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch and Kick, even y'all on TikTok, come on over to the YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube. I gotta give it love to my guy, Shout Body, Us Before Me, the Thug Bible Movement. I see you. I see you. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you following him. I gotta give love to my man Uncle Beats. You know what I'm saying? Hood Hierarchy, Mobcast. My man Bloodstone the Street Preacher. Get your mind right. You know, my brother in Canada, DJ Immortal. You know, he doing big things. And my man K9 Compton. So listen. I see you, Shout Body. Big love. Man, look, we've been waiting for this one. Y'all been seeing it being promoted. You know, got to give love to my man C Styles. You dig? Robert Fields Jackson the second. You know what I mean? And we're gonna do it like this, man. We here for a good time, not a long time. So allow me to introduce to some and present to others. This brother right here, man. He wears too many hats. I don't know what to say. He's a comedian. He's a author. He's a film director. He's a musician. Y'all see him doing his thing on his bike. Man, his brother doing so much stuff, man. The romantic funny man. You dig? Help me welcome Shawn Cornelius, man. I hope I got them all out. You know what I mean? You do so much.
You got enough, man. When you threw the bike in there, you threw me off. But it's all good. I do ride my bike. I like riding my bike, man.
I've been checking you out. Getting the miles in, you know. Getting the miles in on the bike.
Very, very enjoyable, man. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you for coming on, you know. Let's get going though. Let's get going. I know we on a time difference, you know. I always say I want you to give your elevator speech. You know what I mean? For those that don't know you, you know, let them know who you are. I told them what you do, but let them know a little bit about you real quick, you know.
Okay, I can do that. My name is Shawn Cornelius, and I'm from Queens, New York, and graduated from Shaw University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in theater, which allowed me to do so many things that I've done, including my acting and my radio and my videos and the movies and so many different things, writing the book, music, all that stuff, which helped me out, advanced me. But I grew up in Jamaica, Queens, lived in Hempstead, Long Island for a little while, and then went upstate New York at East Fishkill, Hopewell Junction for a while, John Jay High School, Gayhead Elementary, Van Wyck Junior High School. And then I traveled. I went down south to Charleston, South Carolina to finish high school at Wando High School and Mount Pleasant. I've been overseas to London for 4.5 months. I lived over there doing comedy shows and just traveling around. I've been a stand-up comedian for 30 years. I hit the big 30. So I did, been doing stand-up comedy, been on HBO, been on BET's Comic View 4 times, 4-time All-Star. I've been on Law and Order several times, Criminal Intent, regular Law and Order. And I do ride my bike when I can. Usually it's like 2 or 3 times a week. And I try to stay fit. You see I wore this tight shirt.
Yeah. Trying to show them off. Man.
Show off a little bit, but I do. Well, when I got out and finally got into a career, my career thing was doing stand-up comedy for 30 years, traveling the world, doing cruise ships. Been to the Bahamas, been to Jamaica, been to Puerto Rico, been all around the United States. But New York is my home. South Carolina, Charleston is my home. Those are places that my family's from. But I've just been doing my thing, and I love, like over there, I got my piano set up. Over there,
that's right.
Space in the corner. So I grab those kind of things and play those kind of things and just kind of keep the craft going. But I think I've been an artistic cat since I was little because I played the tambourine and the wood sticks back in
church.
Church.
Oh, you must have went to a Kojic. Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal church.
I went to Catholic school.
Playing the tambourine.
playing the tambourine and the sticks. Yeah, on
It's
Sunday.
different in New York then. It's different out
Yeah,
there.
that was Hempstead. Yeah, that was
Okay.
Hempstead. That was Hempstead. And just was doing those kinds of things. And I guess what I realized when I got older, that's what I was meant to do, is be a musician, to be in music, because yeah, that's where it started out, man. Doing all that kind of stuff and then doing plays when I was younger. And then I just got into it. But when I got to college, that's when I really got into the writing and the producing and the directing and the acting, and got into Shawn University Shaw Players.
That's right.
Actually, yeah, and so I kind of.
He told me, y'all, he was gonna bring it out. He
I
told
thought.
me he was gonna bring it out, man.
So I didn't want to put it on and things. So I just said, all right, let me just have it to the side so I could just throw it up.
That's
But
right.
man, I just been doing on that level, doing that, man, and experiencing the entertainment business, and, continuing to try to put my mark in the game on the stuff that I've done. You can go to my YouTube and see a lot of the things that I've done musically, comedic wise, my shows, some videos when I was working on, and I learned how to work a video project and doing video work. I did some haunted videos, some thriller, scary videos, just doing things. And one thing that I have to talk about really quickly, real fast, is back on February 20th, 2021, I had a ischemic stroke, a medium stroke, and that affects some of the brain tissue. And I consider myself wild and crazy anyway, but I had some situations. I was in the hospital for 5 days, which pushed me to write my second book called My Stroke Story, because that was a way of helping me heal, helping myself and help other people. So I had a stroke, and I'm in a couple of groups now and things like that, continuing to be right and continuing to do the things and get back fully together on doing what I used to do. And I'm blessed because I lost it for a second, but it was only a second. And I was able to come back and have the thoughts that I had, the musicianship that I had, the acting things, all of the things that I had. So I wasn't hit hard, and I'm blessed and thankful for that.
That's right. That's right. And I see you, Mo Swagger, my man Mo Swagger in the house. Shout Body, that's another one. He does the Thug Bible, right? And he said we need an East Coast version of the Thug Bible. So I'm a link y'all up together, man.
Oh, that'll be cool.
He's an author, he's an artist, he's an entrepreneur, he's a videographer, the brothers, that's one thing about us around our age, we're entrepreneurs at heart. We know how to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even my man right here saying, make this cripples, S look good. That's my man Mo Swagger. He got a hell of a story, been on the platform a few times too, This brother's dope. He's a real dope brother. It's about not letting nothing that we've been through stop what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what's up. Let's go back because you said a whole lot and we got to dissect it. Queens, Jamaica Queens. A lot of folks only know Jamaica Queens from 50 Cent. Tell us about Jamaica Queens, how it was for you growing up there and everything.
Well, way before 50 Cent came around and got on, there was 192nd Street and Linden Boulevard and 117th Street. That was my area. And then Nuclear was the cleaners right down there on the corner. If you've ever driven down Linden Boulevard, Nuclear is right there. That's the cleaners. That was the street at the bottom of the street, at the bottom of the hill where I used to live at. And there was a lot going on in Queens prior to 50 Cent. So there were parks and basketball and a lot of the rappers obviously came from Queens in that area, LL and all of those cats and Run DMCs and things on that level, man. But that was home for Shawn Cornelius. That was home for Shawn Cornelius for a short minute. And then we moved up to New York Boulevard, and then we moved upstate. After we moved to Hempstead. I lived in Hempstead for a while. Dartmouth Street. I went to Hempstead, went to school, Catholic school. I went to Catholic school and until about 5th grade. And that's when I was in church and doing all those kind of things. So it was like, you're going to church. So on Sundays, I got up and I walked to church and I did everything. I was an altar boy. I was lighting candles. I was sipping wine. I'm not supposed to tell that, but I was sipping wine out the refrigerator every now and then.
Okay. Well, y'all sip wine for communion anyway at the
yeah, yeah,
Catholic churches.
yeah. Well, and after being woken up a couple of times, I couldn't do it no more because being young and drinking that wine, it was hitting. So you
Right.
know, did those kind of things when you was young, and then moved on up to Hempstead. But living in the city, I'm a city cat, man, and I'm a New York cat. But I lived upstate for quite some time. A lot of my life growing up from like 11 to 16 was upstate New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
spent time up there, being the only black family on the road.
I know that. I know that, man. Is that when you got into the music? Because I know you had the romantic journey. You had the calm after the storm. You
Yeah,
did the soundtrack to Just Say You Love Me for your the short film. Like, when did you get into the music? Was that something that was just, you
it
said you
was.
played a tambourine and everything, was that
Yeah.
just, you
Well,
know?
that went along with when I got to junior high school and high school. That was sport. It was sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's what I
yeah.
was playing sports. But when I went to college, that's when I got into the music because I was singing in the gospel choir. Then I got into acting with the Shaw Players, and then I had to do everything at Shaw. At Shaw, we didn't have a company, a theater company. We were the
Okay.
company, so we had to do everything. So we had to act. We had to build the sets. We had to drive the trucks. We had to do all of that. Everything was involved. So we learned how to do all of that, man. And I just got into music there about because when you go to college, you have a mix of people that come.
Yeah.
So that's when you were learning how to take from one cassette tape to the next tape to the other tape to get the backgrounds and things. I learned all of that at Shaw University. So my musical stuff came out in college. But it was the acting. I fell into the acting, got into acting with Sebastian Foster. Got to give him a big shout out because he got me into it because he was in the Shaw Players. We got drunk our first homecoming. We were singing Motown hits, My Girl, and there was a few of us out there. So we said, okay, we're not drunk no more. Let's see if we can really sing. So we sang and we formed a group called the Untouchables and all that kind of stuff happened. And I joined the theater company and just went from there, man. And all of that stuff came to me there. So many people from so many different cities and states, and you can't do anything but pick up and see things and learn. So I actually got like 3 years in, I got kicked out. I was getting ready to get kicked out of school, and I was going to become a police officer.
Okay.
And the head of the theater department called my mother the day I was getting shipped off to the academy and said, don't let your son go to the academy. Let your son come back to school. I'll make sure he graduates. He's got a talent. He's got a gift. And she agreed, sent me back to school under HB Cable, God rest him. And I graduated. He gave me everything I needed and helped me out, him and his wife, Patricia Cable. And this is what you see today, man. I've been all because of being at Shaw University. You know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
Everything it brought out all of that stuff, the romantic, funny man stuff.
Yeah, that's where I want to go next because, growing up, even now, being in Cali, it was about music, it was about church, it was about learning instruments, it was about, everybody wanted to be Eddie Murphy or Red Fox, So when that romantic funny man, when did the stand-up comedy come in play with you?
You know what? That happened in Charleston, South Carolina, man. And I was 30 years now, man. So it happened 30 years ago. I was in Charleston, South Carolina. Tony Kemp had a comedy class.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something. So my dad was like, you ain't doing nothing. Why don't you go to this class? So this class was on a Thursday night, went to the class, saw one of my boys that went to Shaw University in the class. He was in Charleston. So we made a pact together and we just like, yo, we're going to do this thing together, blase, blase. And I ended up doing the stand-up comedy. So getting into comedy, it was fun. And it was about money because they had no money. So it was like if you get on stage, you get $25.
Okay.
If you get up there on the Sunday. So whoever had the best joke in class got to go on stage for that Sunday and make that money. So we made that money. That was $25 back then. You know what I'm saying? So my first jokes were about Jeffrey Dahmer. My first jokes were about Jeffrey Dahmer and the different types of food and the different type of people that he would eat. Chinese food, Chinese people, soul food, black people, Indian food, Indian people. That was my joke. So I had some jokes about on that level, and I won one week, and I ended up making the $25. And I was like, wow, this is cool. I mean, you could actually make money doing what you love doing, blase blase, ha ha ha. And the remember the Def Comedy Jam tour?
Yeah.
It was coming through Charleston on Sunday nights. So whoever won got a chance to host
Okay.
that Sunday. So when that came through, I started meeting comedians and I started doing things and just started going to the class on Thursday nights and coming to the shows on Sunday. And it would go to Augusta, Georgia, which was only
That's
about
I was in Augusta when I
yeah,
left New York for 2 years. I
yeah.
used to
So
go to Charleston.
it was down, yeah, not too far away from Charleston. So we
Right.
would go there, have the show on Sunday, Monday night go to Augusta, and we would because Tony was having the show down in Augusta. And you meet women and you meet them, you're just doing your thing, you meet comedians, you're doing all that. And that's how I got into the comedy game full time and just doing it from down there, man, and just sticking with it. And I came back home in '97 and just doing my thing.
How did the BET, the Comic View, happen for you?
Well, Shawn did it first. Shawn Jones did it first, and it was like, oh, Shawn can do it, then I can do it. And everybody was trying to get on TV and make make it a career. So after he did it and got on, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go for it. And then I got picked to come down to go do it, and I did it 3 times after that, which makes 4. So it was really nice the first time I did it down in California, in LA.
Okay.
Excuse me, where you are.
Yeah.
And then we did it twice in Atlanta. It was moving all over the place. So I was able to be on the show and get my credits and also get people around the country to see my style of comedy, which I added music to my stuff. And that's how the music became a thing too, because I started doing music. And I had this song called FUCKYOU, before Jamie Foxx did it on.
On his thing.
Yeah. So I was just doing it, man, and just talking to comics every week and just being excited, and like cats like Bruce, Chocolate,
Remember Chocolate?
some more,
yeah.
Who else? Gosh, there was so many.
D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley, all these guys before they became famous, and people used to mock me and say I look like Cedric. So I was doing radio at the time too, down in Charleston. So comics would come in town and concerts would come in town, and we would be able to do the concerts and the comedy shows. And Cedric won. One matter of fact, I think I had the picture of my wallet. I don't know, but they said I looked like Cedric's little brother. So it just was a little going on thing. So the comedy came in, and all that stuff started happening because it was supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just started bumping into those kind of careers, man.
So when did you create Only One Son Entertainment?
Only One Son Entertainment got started back in 2000 because it was like everybody was doing their companies and everybody. I told you about my cats and my kittens. Right here's one.
Yeah.
My kitten. This is.
They going.
Gonna get in the way. I know I'm doing something.
Yeah.
But Only One Son. Everybody had a company and everybody had their name and their gigs. And I wanted to do something, so I created Only One Son. Now the Only One Son came from. I'm the only child between my parents.
Okay.
So it was easy for me just to Only One Son name for the company, and that's what I've used all this time since 2000. Because everybody was doing it in 97, 98, 99. When I came back to New York, people had their own company and things. And, it was like a copycat thing, but it was a legitimate thing. And I just wanted to do it. So that's what the name of my company was.
That's dope. Yeah, between my pops, rest in peace, and my mom's, I'm their only child too,
Right.
So, let's dig into it, man. Because right now you got, whatever it takes when blood runs cold.
Yeah.
Out right now on Tubi. Y'all go check it out. And I found out this was something you thought of while you was in college, and eventually brought it to the screen.
Yeah.
So what was that like, turning that long time vision into reality?
Well, I have a picture in my phone where I was crying that night that I saw the name of it up on the big marquee, because it was just a long journey, and to see it, it was really emotional. I wrote my original when Blood Runs Cold back in college for a senior grade. Yeah, we had to write like a one act. So I wrote the one act and we performed it at the school at Shaw University, and it just sat, man. It just sat all that time. And then you get that desire to do something, and I got the desire and I wanted to do something, and I said, you know what, I want to do a movie because everybody was doing this. You get these energies at certain times, and it was like I want to go for it. I had just done something with Omar Moore, the other director. And I said, let me call Omar and tell him, I got this piece. Let's expand on it. Let's turn it into a buddy cop type of thing. And you write your cop's story. I'll finish up, write my cop story, and then we'll write together. And then we'll make a movie out of it. And we got like 4 or 5 scenes that are not in that movie. And the movie's still 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Because we were just writing. We wasn't writing it for television. We were just doing it because we loved entertainment and loved writing, loved acting, and doing things on that level. So when we wrote it, we just wrote it. The next thing you know, it was like, you got to cut that down. You got to take this. Oh, we got to take out this. We got to take out that. So there were so many things in the movie that we had to take out. But whatever it takes, when Blood Runs Cold, the movie, it's about 2 cops, Paul and Fish, and they're detectives, and they're cleaning up the city. They're cleaning up New York. And what happens is they're going after all these criminals, and one of the criminals is closer to them than they realize, and they don't even know.
That was the I didn't want to say it.
Don't want to tell it. Don't want to tell it. And then they're going after all these criminals, but there's so many. There's love, there's comedy, there's drama, there's suspense, there's music, there's all these things tied up in the movie. Plus, there's that storyline of, well, what's going on? There's criminals, and then you find out that one of these criminals has something going on with the cops and everything. So it's trying to figure that out while there's a love story. Paul and Angel and Fish are just doing his thing. So Fish is kind of like the funny guy. And Paul is kind of like the serious guy, but you put the two of them together, they play off of each other, and it was kind of wild. So filming it was crazy, but we did it, and it's on Tubi right now.
Now Omar, he may be popping on. He may, if he can, is he played the other cop?
Omar played Fish. Yeah.
Fish.
He played Detective Fish. It's Paul Cake Baker and Shawn Fishburne.
I wanted to ask you, what was up with the 2 things: the chocolate milk and the pastor's wig game?
Well, the chocolate milk, that's Fish's favorite drink.
Man,
that's Fish's. He never grew up on that level. He was always just a kid, and you'll find out later on what's happening with that chocolate milk situation.
Yeah.
And the pastor's wig, the pastor was smooth. So he was from Georgia. He was from down south. So he had a nice wig. He had a nice smooth perm. So he had a little situation going on.
I'm talking about the one that was he was smooth. Talking about let me fix my perm. The one that came out the swimming pool on you when y'all that wig that was.
You talk about that. Man, listen, it was the guys had their own thought process, and they put things together that worked out well. It was crazy, and it worked out for their characters. So we just let people be who they were, and it just worked out for us.
That's right. I wanted to ask you because I don't know if you know Mo McCoy, Robert, Phil Jackson, aka C Styles, aka The Plug, hooked me up with him too, and he does movies too. And I always wanted to, I asked him too, being an independent filmmaker, with those challenges that come, like funding, casting, distribution. What was the toughest part for you making this film, and how did you overcome it?
Man, it had to be funding, because dealing with the funding and getting things raised, and I gotta be honest, we paid We really couldn't pay. A lot of the actors and actresses did the film because they were friends of ours. They knew us. A lot of people wanted to be in movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it came down to that, that's what happened on that level. But we had to pay for space. You know, a lot of the places that we were able to film in because there were people that we knew. You know, the clubs or the diner or the store or just, you know, and we just used places that we could do low budget or no budget.
That's
you
right.
know, and that's how we basically did that. So had a lot of good friends. If you look through the credits at the end, a lot of people's names are up there who said, "Hey man, listen, don't even worry about it." You know, the bar. You know, we did the bar. We used the bar. We used the school. There were schools that we used for the police station. We used alleys right behind my house. You know, we used my house. You know, so we did whatever we could do. We used the streets around, the alleys in the corner, and we just did what we could do. We shot where we could shoot, without causing any problems. We did stuff in the neighborhoods, all over the place. So we were able to do a lot of things. We used people's homes that were in the movie. Some cats were like, "Yeah, you can use my house, my bedroom, whatever." You know what I mean? And
that one with the pool was nice.
Yeah, that was one of the assistant director's houses. We used her pool, and if you remember I don't know what parts you got up to, but we'll talk about the pool section. Yeah, her husband, her daughter, her niece, all of them were in the film.
Okay.
And we, so that was their part. We let them in the film, and we used their home. She opened up her home, and they made food. And man, listen, it was so beautiful. Everybody that we had that was connected to the film was really on a level of trying to do something for the film.
That's right.
So it was really nice to have the collection of people. So we didn't have it was rough for a minute, but when I look back at it, because there was times, but it worked out.
How long was the process from start to finish?
Man, we started for me and Omar sat down and started back in March, January, February, March, where we sat down and we didn't end till the end of that year, September, October, November. We were still editing and doing things in December before it aired, before we got it on 42nd Street. So we didn't really have the film finished, but we had the date for 42nd Street. You know what I mean? We had the 20th date. So we were still running and doing things all the way into December. So I was able to write the film short, Just Say You Love Me, out of the film while the film was being edited and do all that stuff. So it was a process. It was a learning process. It was a fun process, but it was an educational process. And we learned how to do things. And it was very, very, we learned so much trying to putting that film together. We had a big weekend. A lot of people came out. It was nice, man. That's why I said that night before, the tears, man. If I show you that picture, you'd be like, "Yo, that's kind of ugly." We're like, "Yeah, it is."
The ugly face cry.
Ugly face cry, man. It was looking up at that marquee with the name of the movie on it because it was going to be shown the next day, and it had it flashing. And me being a director, going through all of this, and I see things happening, and I see them putting up the opening credits and blah, blah, blah. So I see all the problems that we were having and how it came to, and we had one theater, we had to get 3 theaters because that many people ended up coming.
That many people.
Yeah. So it was a beautiful situation, man, and I'm very happy and proud about it.
That's right. Now, you and Omar, do y'all have anything else y'all working on? Are you working on your own?
Well,
or
Omar's got some stuff that he's got on his own that he did after the film. There are a lot of things that I have. Like I said, you can go to Shawn Cornelius Entertainment on YouTube, and that a lot of this stuff, my music stuff, my video stuff, my book. The book, I got 2 books. I have 2 books. One is called Expressions of Love and Romance, and one is called My Stroke Story. So I have 2 books out. So we both, after that film, split and did several things on our own. Okay. But he's got some stuff that he's done. I've got some stuff that I've done. And then comedy-wise, just bouncing around doing those kinds of things, man. And there was talks about people wanted to get together and do some more or part 2 or whatever. But I've written the next 15 episodes.
Okay.
But if you go look at Baker tells a story before whatever it takes the movie. So I did it backwards. We did the movie first, and then I went back and did Baker.
So you said you written 15 episodes for whatever it takes, or
Part
like
2.
you about to turn it into a movie or a series?
I don't know. Don't know what I have 15 episodes, which picks up the story from where it ended.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want to do it in like small episodes or do another full length movie about it. But there's some things that happen transition, and I can't tell because you got to finish watching the film.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, I won't tell you. But when you watch the film, things are going on, and I've got those things written.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you find easier, expressing yourself, like through music, through the writing, through the comedy, and how each of them fulfill something different in you?
Well, I guess it can come in waves. It comes in situations. But sometimes I'm in a mood, and I'll just be in a mood to write music, and I'll write a song. Sometimes I'll sit at that piano and I'll play, or I'll just pick up the bass and play something. Sometimes it's some things I think about as far as a movie or a short or something on that level. So that's when I've done those things kind of quick, and it could be something silly. Like I did some music videos, and the music videos are really silly, and I just felt like being crazy about it. So it comes in waves for me. So it could be like when we finished the movie, I was still in that mode. I was in that mode to write. Man, I just wrote those 15 episodes. So being in a mood for music. Sometimes it's a song. Like I did a lot of the music for the movie. So about 95% of the film, the music you hear, I did the music.
Okay.
Travis Milner did some music as well. Travis plays with the OJs, and he's played with Dennis Edwards, and has done a lot of things with some big heavy time musicians. And Travis did some stuff. He plays Cream. Have you gotten to Cream yet in the movie? He's a villain.
In the playing the piano.
Yeah,
Cream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cream.
I'm there.
Cream is that's Travis, and Travis is an actual musician. So Travis he plays for the OJs now, and like I said, he played with Dennis. He played for a lot of people, and does some things. So he wrote a couple of tunes that we have in the film, and it's on that level. So the band is an actual band.
Okay.
When you see the band playing, it's Glenn and one of Cuba Gooding Jr. Remember Cuba Gooding who sang with the Moments?
Yeah, the dad.
The dad. His son plays bass in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a lot of cats in there, and Emily Surtees, who's a singer, who sings. And so there's a lot of people in the film on that level. So, but when I get into my entertainment thing and my creative thing, it just depends on what mood I'm in, where I'm at. It could be a song, it could be a script, it could be a story, it could be a poem, it could be this, it could be whatever, And that's why when I wrote that book, my first book, Expressions of Love and Romance.
Yeah, that was all poems, right?
A lot of poems in there, a lot of stories written through songs. It's pretty much my life story. From being a baby all the way into, but using the artistic stuff that I have.
Okay.
So that was, but that was my experiences as things as well too. So it just depends on what you're in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I see you on Measy. You've spoken about faith and persistence and self-belief being a key to your journey, right?
Yes.
What advice could you give to a young creative who might be feeling discouraged right now?
Well, you're gonna feel discouraged. It's gonna happen. It's not always gonna be peaches and cream. It's not always gonna be great. Some days there's gonna be discouragement. Just fight through that discouragement. Take the discouragement and go, okay, I earned that one. And just move forward. Just let it go sometimes and relax yourself for a second and then get back on it. You know, if you're discouraged, don't try to push, don't try to force, don't try to do whatever. Just take the discouragement and go, you know, okay, this happened. It's not, I can't think, I can't write, I can't do this. You get writer's block. You know what I mean? It happens. It's going to happen. Just like everyday life happens, those kind of things are going to happen in everyday life. So let it go until you're ready and then get back on it. But don't give up. Keep it moving.
That's right. That's right. Keep it moving. And you know, we coming towards the end of things, but I want to know who are some of your biggest influences in comedy, film, and music.
Oh man, a lot of Motown, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, music wise, Temptations, Berry Gordy, Smokey Robinson, those stories, Babyface, Eddie Murphy, comedy, Moms Mabley. I go way back, Milton Berle, George Carlin, all of those kind of cats in the comedy game. Martin Lawrence, going back, Richard Pryor, of course, writers and just all of the writers, because being in a space where you can just write something beautiful and connect with somebody. So anybody who's written a book that I've read, you know, the Bible, I've gotten 3 Bibles. I got 3 Bibles sitting on my side over there, and those are books that I go to first.
That's right.
You know, and I think about situations that happen and things that have happened to me and your experiences. You know, my experience have been crazy. You know, writing the book off of the stroke situation, I had to write it because I felt like I couldn't breathe unless I got all that information out.
Yeah.
So I wrote it, and people bought it, and people said, "Hey, man, wow, this is cool." So, just there are people who aren't famous, you know, who write things, and now my heroes are people who just are doing things.
That's right.
Who are not using an excuse to say, I can't do it.
Exactly.
I'm talking about female basketball players. I'm talking about quadriplegics. I'm talking about people that have lost limbs playing sports or doing something or doing jobs. You know, people that are doing regular everyday things. And it's not just looking at those folks. I go on YouTube and I look at videos of folks when I finally got myself together for the stroke situation. And I started not to feel sorry for myself. That's what helped me not feel sorry for myself too much anymore, by looking at folks who are surviving, and doing things and continuing to do, because you have the breath to do it.
You make a good point right there. You know, on Fridays I do my mental health and physical health podcast, right? And my buddy Mo Swagger, he's up there. Hashtag make this cripple stuff look good, you know. And my other buddy, bro Meezy, you know, they call each other they were the wheelchair brothers, you know. They're wheelchair brothers, you know, and they didn't let what they're going through stop what they are going to do. And that helps me get out of my pity party, you know what I mean, about what I'm going through, right? Because Mo Swagger, he got a hell of a story. He been on the platform, and he's confined to a wheelchair, you know, and he's written books, he does music, he got clothing, he's just amazing, right? And even my boy bro Omeezy, you know, he said will ones, they will ones, you know. he working hard in physical therapy, taking steps again when they said he wasn't. He's managing artists. He got a phenomenal R&B artist named Crown Nosa. It's Crown Nosa now, you know. It was King Nosa. It's Crown Nosa. He's dope, you know. And they just keep moving forward, you know. And they don't understand how that motivates someone like me to keep moving forward. You know what I mean?
Man, listen, let me tell you something. Regardless of what I can do now, when I have all of my limbs and I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do, I can't sit back and feel bad or let things go by, because I see somebody else out there trying, and I see somebody else out there doing. And every time I don't do something, it makes me feel bad. When I look at this person who has less than I do, and they're making more and doing more than I am.
Right.
I sit back and I feel bad about myself. I feel ashamed. God gave me a gift or gave me some gifts for a reason. God slowed me down and said, "Look, I'm gonna slow you down. Let me get." Could have done it another way. Could have just
Right.
talked to me, but you got to go through this stroke.
Yeah.
You got to go through this situation. I'm gonna take you through this situation. Then you'll slow down and listen to me. But I'm gonna show you. That was 4 years ago. That was when I wasn't riding my bicycle anymore. That's when I wasn't writing anymore. That's when I wasn't playing my guitar anymore. That's when I wasn't doing scripts. That's when I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
I was in a way. So I had to be in a way to understand. I get it. I get it. But life experiences, you can't let life experiences stop you. You got to keep moving. If you stop moving, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You look at my examples are examples from the Bible. My first example is Jesus Christ. Then you got Daniel. Then you got David. Then you got Job.
So many examples.
Everything right. You have all these examples in the Bible that will take that show you how people conquered and overcame things. So you're sitting here talking about this pain you're feeling. You're sitting here doing this, and you can do more. You have a job. I work as a concierge. You know what I mean? And things are given to me so well and so right. There's no reason for me not to succeed. There's no reason. There's no reason. So, I mean, like, I appreciate being called to be on this show. Thank you so much for everything, man. You know, it's wonderful.
Been a pleasure.
It just shows me that you can't stop.
That's right. And before we go, you know, on that note, your legacy, right? What does legacy mean to you, and how you want to be remembered in the and looked at in this world of entertainment? And then end it with how they could follow you, how they could support you, and how they could go watch your films.
Legacy is heavy. Legacy is a continuance for me. Legacy is something that you've done that someone else can take and do something with. It's not just they can take the film and look at the film. They can take the film and that helps them maybe create a film and go, okay, I'm gonna do a film and I'm gonna do. Legacy is things that you're leaving for someone else outside of doing, and that's why I like my music. I don't care if I ever get a platinum album. I used to want a platinum album. I said I wanted one platinum album or one platinum song. But I've done songs. I've created songs. I've got songs in movies. I've got songs in another film. I just wanted to do because I wanted to leave something for someone else. And Shawn did what he did because God gave him this and he used it.
Right.
So I want people to be able to enjoy what I've done. You know, I want to be able to leave something where people can look at in years and go, oh man, that cat was talented. That dude was funny. But I learned something. Let me do this. Let me try to do, because that's what I did when I saw other people that let me try to make a thriller and try to make a horror film. Let me try to make a song. Let me do this song on my own. Let me do this video. And I did those kinds of things. And my comedy and things on that level. So I want Alexi to be something that people can take and flourish.
That's right.
Something that you can take and go, I'm going to do something with that. So whatever it is, like some of those guys, like I meant, like we talked about, some of the other comedians left us, hey, I'm going to tell a joke.
Your footprints.
I'm going to be funny, yeah. So that's what I want to do. I want people to look at my work and go, wow, he was talented. He was good. He did what he did. So I'm going to do that. You know, and that can help somebody do something. If you want to check out some things that I've done, again, like I said, you can go to YouTube. Shawn Cornelius, ShawnCornelius, entertainer. You know, you guys know how to spell entertainer, right? ENTER, entertainer. Spell Shawn Cornelius, entertainer.
If y'all don't, you know, ask Chat GPT.
Somebody put entertainer up there. ENTER, entertain, TAIN. Entertainer, entertainer.
There it is, y'all.
And then you can. There's music, there's comedy, there's videos, there's all kind of things on there. Facebook, Shawn Cornelius. Or you can go to Shawn Cornelius on TikTok, and you can find things all on the internet that has my stuff on it. And I got actually into it with this young lady who took down my website because she flipped. But anyway, I won't get into that story. But we did some things. Yo, I told you about the cats and they knocking stuff over.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They want your attention.
Yeah. So that's how you can, and to get in touch with me is just Shawn Cornelius at Gmail. ShawnPoOhCornelius at Gmail. You can catch the film. It's on Tubi. It's called Whatever It Takes, the movie When Blood Runs Cold, but it's under Whatever It Takes, the movie, and you can see the poster. It's a really good movie that's directed by myself and Omar Moore, and there's so many talented actors and actresses and extras in the movie. It was filmed by Creative Flow Productions, and everybody in that film did so much and did so well. Please go check it out. Please go check it out. And so that Tubi is the first network. Well, no, it's not the first one, but it's a big one. It's a big one.
It just came back to my mind when the character was having them dreams, them nightmares. And the boy showed up. And y'all make sure you watch it. Y'all make sure you watch it, man. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you, he didn't want to do. Well, and I can't say he didn't want to do it, but that was my idea that I came up with him because it was my character that was sleeping.
Yeah.
So I came up.
I started busting up. I started busting up.
We both put it this way: if you haven't seen it, we both wear wigs.
Yeah. Y'all gotta see it. Make sure you go see it. Make sure you go see it. If you make sure you support him. He's now a family to the show. So whenever you got something else coming out and need to promote, reach out and we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Thank
hey,
you so much.
Let's welcome. Let's give them a round of applause, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And everybody, make sure you go subscribe, watch the movie. It's the important thing right now. Go watch the movie. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all that was watching. Hey, it's your big homie Tre Boogie. This is Let's Chop It Up. And I holla.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Tre Boogie. We slide. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Tre Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Tre Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Tre Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.